As a parent of a 17-year-old and someone who's been working with children and young adults for over 10 years, I can see why the social media ban that the government are proposing to bring in next year may, on the surface, seem like a good thing. I can see how there are a lot of harms and a lot of risks that comes along with the use of social media for young people. However, I do genuinely believe strongly that a blanket ban on social media for under 16s is genuinely not the answer. I know it seems like a solve-all fix, but there are countries such as Australia who are already implementing this, except the emerging data kind of shows that around 60% of teens are actually still accessing social media. The difference is that now they know that they shouldn't be doing it, they're actually accessing it less safely. There are in fact more risks now with those teens using social media when they shouldn't be than there ever were before. Now, I know you might also be thinking, well, there's 40% of teens who just aren't accessing at all. Yeah, great, good for them. That is absolutely fine. But of those 60% of children who are still accessing it, illegally, I may add, the risks that come along with that means that they are not going to be telling people when they experience harmful behaviours online. This means that they're actually now at greater risk of being groomed, being exposed to paedophiles, being abused, stalked or harassed online and not telling anyone about it. Now, the other aspect of this is that there is a huge lack of third spaces for teens. So when I was growing up, I remember going down the youth clubs on a Friday night and I'd buy a pot noodle and a can of pop and we'd sit and we'd hang about and we'd play pool. Now, I want you to imagine, where do you expect 16-year-olds, 15-year-olds to go? Because people don't want them down the parks. People don't want them in their town centres. They don't want them in their shops. There are not third spaces. And by a third space, I mean you've got homeschool and a third social space. They do not exist anymore. The government has not put funding into these safe third spaces for young adults, which means that they end up out on the streets, in fields, doing things that we don't know what they're doing. I genuinely believe that restricting the third spaces that they have currently, which yes, I understand that they are online spaces, but they still count, restricting those actually puts teens at a greater risk of harm in the long run. Now, here's the thing. I genuinely believe that part of the onus is on parents to actively be educating their children and themselves on the dangers of being online, being able to be open and honest with them about what they could be seeing and how they should be responding to it and looking out for dangerous behavior. And on the other side of this, I think that the social media companies, these platforms, should be more responsible for making sure that young people are not accessing dangerous, violent or extremist content online. They have the capacity to do this, they have the technology, they just don't implement it, which I think also inherently adds a lot of harm to young people accessing social media. And now, hypothetically, I want you to imagine that you are a 15-year-old who is technically illegally accessing a social media app that you should not be. You do not have maybe the best relationship with your parents at the moment, and